umugambi wari wapanzwe wo kwica no guhitana Joe Biden na Kamala Harris. Ese ninde ubyihishe inyuma? Tubahaye ikaze abakurikiye Ibaba TV channel. Tugiye kubavira umuzingo ikiganiro kigaragaza umugambi wari wapanzwe wo guhitana Joe Biden mbere yuko aba perezida wa Leta Zunze Ubumwe za Amerika. Ubu ku isi yose harimo haravugwa umugabo Joe Biden waciye agahigo mu kuba yarabaye perezida wa Leta Zunze Ubumwe za Amerika. Nyamara hari igihe ubu ngubu tuba tuvuga ibindi bitari ugutsinda, kubera yuko uyu mugabo yakorewe imipango myinshi yo kwicwa mbere yuko aba perezida wa Leta Zunze Ubumwe za Amerika, mbere yuko amatora atangira. Ese ni bande bashakaga kumwivugana? Bamuhoraga iki? Ni imipango myinshi, ariko umwe muri yo ni uwapanzwe mu buryo bw'ibanga bukomeye cyane n'abantu byatangajwe ko cyangwa se byaketswe ko ari abahezanguni n'abegamiye ku ishyaka ry'abarepublikani nubwo bitemejwe neza. Uhawe misiyo ni umusore w'imyaka 19 wahaye imbunda kugira ngo arase Joe Biden mu gihorihori ahita amwambura ubuzima. Byamenyekanye byose ku itariki 22 z'ukwa 10 habura icyumweru kimwe gusa kugira abanyamerika babyukire mu matora y'umukuru w'igihugu. Muri Karundura y'Amajyaruguru, North Carolina, niho hafatiwe umusore Alexander w'imyaka 19 ariwe uri mu mugambi wagombaga guhitana perezida wari uri kwiyamamaza. Umugambi w'uyu musore rero wabaye mu kwa gatanu, yatahuwe n'umukozi wa Paris wabonye imodoka y'umweru ubwoko bwa van nk'izi zimeze nka taxi zo mu Rwanda zitwara ibintu n'imigati n'ibindi n'abazizi n'abakozi mu Rwanda. Izo van ziraguze cyane. Imodoka yayibonye imeze nk'uko iteretse hafi ya banki, maze umukozi wa banki ahoreza polisi aho igaruka abazana imodoka imeze nk'umuntu muri banki ya banki, kandi muri yo akaba ashobora kugaragara ariko kuri muri yo akaba ashobora kugaragara cyangwa se akaba hari ikintu kigiye kumenya uburyo kuri imodoka yitabwa cyane. Ubwo polisi yazaga yafunguye imodoka atangira kuyigenzura ako kanya. No kuyifungura polisi ifite inkuba izasangizamo imbaga nyinshi cyane irimo izamo abakoza n'ibindi biturika cyane byo mu Rwanda hamwe n'ibindi bitabiriza n'ibindi bishobora kugira ngo
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. So, thank you. Good evening. So, Congressman John Lewis, before his passing, wrote, "Democracy is not a state, it is an act." And what he meant was that America's democracy is not guaranteed. It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. To guard it and never take it for granted. And protecting our democracy takes struggle, it takes sacrifice, but there is joy in it, and there is progress, because we, the people, have the power to build a better future. And when our very democracy was on the ballot in this election, with the very soul of America at stake, and the world watching, you ushered in a new day for America. To our campaign staff and volunteers, this extraordinary team, thank you for bringing more people than ever before into the democratic process. And for making this victory possible. To the poll workers and election officials across our country who have worked tirelessly to make sure every vote is counted, Our nation owes you a debt of gratitude. You have protected the integrity of our democracy. And to the American people who make up our beautiful country, thank you for turning out in record numbers to make your voices heard. And I know times have been challenging, especially the last several months. The grief, sorrow, and pain, the worries and the struggles. But we have also witnessed your courage, your resilience, and the generosity of your spirit. For 4 years, you marched and organized for equality and justice, for our lives and for our planet. And then you voted. And you delivered a clear message. You chose hope and unity, decency, science, and yes, truth. You chose Joe Biden as the next president of the United States of America. And Joe is a healer, a uniter, a tested and steady hand, a person whose own experience of loss gives him a sense of purpose that will help us as a nation reclaim our own sense of purpose. And a man with a big heart who loves with abandon. It's his love for Jill, who will be an incredible First Lady. It's his love for Hunter and Ashley and his grandchildren and the entire Biden family. And while I first knew Joe as vice president, I really got to know him as the father who loved Bo, my dear friend who we remember here today. And to my husband, Doug, and our children, Cole and Ella, and my sister Maya, and our whole family, I love you all more than I can ever express. We are so grateful to Joe and Jill for welcoming our family into theirs on this incredible journey. And to the woman most responsible for my presence here today, my mother, Shamala Gopalan Harris, who is always in our hearts. When she came here from India at the age of 19, she maybe didn't quite imagine this moment, but she believed so deeply in an America where a moment like this is possible. And so I am thinking about her and about the generations of women, Black women, Asian, white, Latina, Native American women, who throughout our nation's history have paved the way for this moment tonight. Women who fought and sacrificed so much for equality and liberty and justice for all, including the Black women who are often, too often, overlooked, but so often prove they are the backbone of our democracy. All the women who have worked to secure and protect the right to vote for over a century, 100 years ago with the 19th Amendment, 55 years ago with the Voting Rights Act, and now in 2020 with a new generation of women in our country who cast their ballots and continued the fight for their fundamental right to vote and be heard. Tonight I reflect on their struggle, their determination, and the strength of their vision to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And I stand on their shoulders. And what a testament it is to Joe's character that he had the audacity to break one of the most substantial barriers that exists in our country and select a woman as his vice president. But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. Because every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a country of possibilities. And to the children of our country, regardless of your gender, our country has sent you a clear message. Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before. But know that we will applaud you every step of the way. And to the American people, no matter who you voted for, I will strive to be a vice president like Joe was to President Obama. Loyal, honest, and prepared, waking up every day thinking of you and your family. Because now is when the real work begins. The hard work, the necessary work, the good work, the essential work to save lives and beat this epidemic, to rebuild our economy so it works for working people, to root out systemic racism in our justice system and society, to combat the climate crisis, to unite our country and heal the soul of our nation. And the road ahead will not be easy, but America is ready, and so are Joe and I. We have elected a president who represents the best in us, a leader the world will respect and our children will look up to, a commander-in-chief who will respect our troops and keep our country.
Ako kanya bakifungura polisi yakuzwe n'inkuba ubwo asangagamo imbunda nyinshi cyane izo mu bwoko bwa R15 Lycos, asangamo kandi n'ibindi biturika byo mu bwoko bw'amabombe hamwe n'ibinyabutabire bivangavanze bishobora kubyara guturika. Banavumburamo kandi igifurumba cy'amadolari ibihumbi 500 na akayaho. Ese wakwibaza ngo aya mafaranga bayamuhereye iki? Cyase amafaranga basanzemo yaraye iki? Bigaragara ko cyari nk'igihembo bari bateguye cyo kumuhemba. Ishami rishinzwe kugenza ibyaha n'iterabwoba cyo muri Amerika ryase rikora iperereza ryihuse riza gusanga izi ntwaro n'ibi biturika bifitanye isano n'umugambi wo kwivugana Joe Biden. Icyo gihe wari ugeze kure ibikorwa byo kwimamaza. Wahoze atwaye imodoka bari no mu mugambi wo kwiyegukana cyase guhitana Joe Biden. Asanzwe abarizwa mu rubyiruko rw'abahezanguni bajezira abirabura muri asanzwe abarirwa mu rubyiruko rw'abahezanguni bazironoka birabura. Nyamara Joe Biden ni umuzungu. Imwe mu mpamvu uyu muhezanguni yashaka kwica Joe Biden nuko akomoka mu ishyaka ry'abademokrate kandi rikunze kugaragaza gushyira imbere cyangwa se gushyigikira inyungu z'abirabura. N'umukandida wiyamamazanyaga na Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, afite uruhu rwirabura kubera kuko aturuka ku mwirabura wo mu Jamaica n'umuhindekazi. Ibi byatumaga umuhezanguni agomba kwivugana Kamala Harris na Joe Biden mu kwiyamamaza. Ikora ikindi cyazi kuvumburwa nuko uyu musore wari wahawe misiyo yo kuhitana Joe Biden yarasanzwe azwiho kuba imbata y'imibonano mpuzabitsina, kuko abamuzi bamwitaga imbata y'ibitsina no mu modoka ye basanzemo amashusho y'urukozasoni y'abana batarengeje imyaka 18. Icyatumye inzego z'iperereza zivumbura ko uyu musore yashakaga kwica Joe Biden nuko mu iperereza risanzwe uyu musore yari yabanje gukora urugendo n'imodoka yitwaye agera neza mu gace ka Wendy, haburaga ibirometero 4 ngo agere ku rugo rwa Joe Biden. Urwo rugendo yarukoze ku itariki 3 z'ukwezi kwa gatanu muri 2020. Ese yajyaga he? Yagenzwaga n'iki? Ese yaragiye kuba yiga ku kirere ngo amenye uburyo ki yazicamo Joe Biden? Ibi mu minsi yakurikiyeho ku itariki ya 16 z'ukwezi kwa gatanu hagaragaye inyandiko yafatiwe screenshot igaragaza umugambi wo guteranya ibiturika no kubitera ku rugo rwa Biden ndetse no kumusanga muri imwe muri leta yari agiyemo akamurasa. Amagambo yarakozwe mu buryo bwa code. Polisi yabashije gutahura harimo ijambo rigira riti kumukuraho cyangwa se kumwica. Muri mudasobwa na telefone by'uyu musore Tourisma, polisi yavumbuye ko ku munsi wari wabanje aho bashakira amakuru kuri murandasi muri search engine yari yamaze umunsi wose ashakisha amakuru yerekeye aho Biden atuye n'imihanda ndetse n'amayira byerekeza kwa Biden. Ubundi nanone akajya yegeranya amafoto muri telefone, amafoto agaragaza urugo rwa Biden hamwe n'amafoto bwite ya Biden, byose abihuriza hamwe kugira ngo bimufashe mu mugambi wa kwivugana Biden. Ni umugambi warapanzwe neza kubera ko uyu musore yari yapanze ko iki gitero ari bugikore nijoro, kuko yari yarangije no gushaka indorerwamo zituma abasha kureba mu masaha ya nijoro. Imbunda zose yari afite mu modoka zari zacometsweho utuma dutuma zidasohora urusaku mu gihe cyo kurasa. Gusa ariko kuko imodoka bayifashe nta muntu urimo, kuko wari witwaye yarayise muri parking akigendera, uyu musore ubwo yafatwaga habuze ibimenyetso bihagije bivuga ko yari ari mu mugambi wo kwicana Joe Biden, ahubwo bahita bamufungira ku kanya ibyaha byo gukoresha amashusho y'urukozasoni no kuyakwirakwiza kandi y'abana. So kuvuga yuko igitero kitari cyateguwe, ahubwo arahamwa n'icyaha cyo gutegura iki gitero nubwo kugera ubu ngubu afunzwe. Cyakora ubutumwa basanze muri mudasobwa ye basanze harimo ahagira ati ese nshobora kwica Joe Biden. Abahereye kuri ubu butumwa nibyo byatumye bamenya ko yari afite umugambi musha wo kwivugana umukandida wa Democrat Joe Biden wari uri imbere mu bari kwiyamamaza kandi akunzwe cyane. Umwe mu bakozi ba FBI bakoze iperereza kuri iyi modoka yavuze ko babonye ibyangombwa byose bigaragaza ko iyi modoka yari iri mu mugambi wo guhungabanya cyangwa se kugaba igitero kuri Joe Biden. Bavuze ko harimo ubwoko bw'imbunda bune mu bwoko bugezweho. Ubwoko bwose bugezweho bugizwe n'imbunda 5. Polisi yakoze kuva hasi kugera hejuru kugira ngo imubone. Yaje kumusanga Delaware hafi y'urugo rwa Joe Biden, kandi Biden nawe yari ari mu rugo rwe. Polisi ikimara gufata uyu musore yatangiye kumusaka ihereye mu mufuka w'imyenda yari yambaye. Bataragera kure bahise babona ko uyu musore yari afite impushya 3 zo gutwara imodoka zatangiye muri leta 3 zitandukanye, kandi izo mpushya zibaruye ku izina rimwe gusa ry'uyu musore. Ahangaha polisi yasanzwe ko ari ibintu byo kwitondera cyane, kuko ubusanzwe ibi ngibi ntabwo bibaho. Banasanze imbunda zose yari afite yaraziguriye muri leta zitandukanye. Hari izo yari yaraguriye muri leta ya Washington, izindi bazisanga muri Kansas, izindi azigura muri New Hampshire, izindi azigura muri West Virginia. Banamusanganye izindi CD n'utundi twuma tubika amashusho turimo ay'abana benshi b'abakobwa bambaye ubusa, harimo n'abarimo bakoreshwa imibonano mpuzabitsina muri aya video. Yari afite telefone iri mu bwoko bwa Samsung S10 bigaragara ko yaguzwe ku itariki 13 z'ukwa 9 2019. Iyi telefone yari irimo undi mugambi urambuye w'uburyo azagaba ibitero ku bantu benshi ahazaba hahuriye abantu benshi. Umugambi wari uteganyijwe kuzabera muri Black Friday, umunsi bemera ko ari uwa gatanu w'umwaka, cyangwa akazabigabaho igitero ku munsi wa Noheli kuri Christmas. Yari afite kandi amavideo menshi kuri telefone ye iyi Samsung S9. Izi video yari afite zagaragaza ibitero byakozwe mu musigiti wa muri Nouvelle-Zélande, bigaragaza yuko aya mashusho yayavanye kuri internet ku itariki 21 z'ukwezi kwa gatatu 2020, kimwe n'andi mashusho menshi agaragaza ibintu by'ibitero by'ubwiyahuzi n'ibindi nkabyo.